What's going on, y'all? I'm here to talk about the low goat, Gimmighoul, man. I love this low guy. So this is a super out there change that I guarantee you most people who aren't familiar with my hacks would have never even really thought or cared enough to think about. I will also quickly scroll down to the chest form Gimmighoul and Golden Go, but Golden Go will have his own video. So if you want to hear about how Golden Go functions in this ROM hack, you can check out that video. Although honestly, it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Actually, it's not. There's a lot of new stuff. I'm lying, but. Yeah, if you're new here and you've never seen any of my videos before, this probably isn't the best first impression, although in some ways it kind of is, because it's very unique and like well thought out, and it's like a very under appreciated type of Pokemon, that's getting a lot of attention here. So yeah, both of the Gimmighoul forms, sorry, this format got all messed up, I gotta fix it. Both of the Gimmighoul forms are viable over Golden Go in this ROM hack, so you can keep them the whole game. You can use this low guy up all the way from the beginning of the game until the league. So that's super cool and unique. And Ghost Bug typing. So as you can read on, oh, I actually cropped out the explanation. Oops. I have a little explanation explaining why. Um, Briefly for people who don't like watching every single video to learn about all the weirder type changes. So for weirder type changes, I have a little explanations there. But in this case, I mean, number one, like if you look at him, he is a bug. But the actual balancing reason I chose to make him bug type is because there's no other ghost bug type in Scarlet and Violet. Parasect isn't in the game, so I couldn't make them ghost bug, and then of course Shedinja isn't in. So literally, this is like quite literally the only candidate. I think there might have been like one other fucking Rabsca. Yeah. He like barely fits it if I absolutely had to give something that type that's in the game. But number one, there's no other ghost psychic. There's no other bug psychic. So that would be another problem. But also, like, I'm not gonna, Bug Psychic fits way better than Bug Ghost on Rabsca. So anyway, luckily enough, I was looking at the list and I was like, wait, hold on, this is perfect. Look at this guy, bro. He's a bug. He literally is a bug. I'm sure some people even thought he might have been Bug type when the game was revealed. So yeah, I'm gonna briefly explain how the chest form works for anybody who's curious about that. Although I'll probably also talk about that in the Gimmighoul video, or in the Golden Go video, because it's much more easy to understand. It's a bulky Ghost Steel type, a Violite, battle armor, sturdy, free pivot ability, good utility moves, Soul Absorb for healing, relatively strong, much bulkier than Golden Go, but much slower. So that's kind of the trade-off you take there. But it's cool, but fitting, but it's boring. I want to talk about this guy, all right, because that's what most of you guys are curious about, I'm assuming. So yeah, Gimmighoul. I love how this like funky ass cloud music is like looping 45 seconds because that's the only version of this fucking song they had on YouTube. But it's so funny, man. I love this little guy. He's very silly. Man, I don't even need to crop the whole thing out, but I guess I will. So mechanically, Ghost Bug obviously is not like on paper when people think of good typings. Ghost Bug is probably not one of them. But in a ROM hack where you have complete freedom to run whatever items you want and moves and abilities, and every Pokemon is designed to be good regardless of how quote-unquote desirable its typing combination is, this is no exception. So this guy's super good offensively and this early game definitely good defensively because he's got like Technician Siphon, which is bug type Draining Kiss. He's got Soul Absorb, which is Nightshade, but it heals you by the same amount of HP you deal. He's like a fast offensive guy, right? But because of these Technician moves, late game he actually is genuinely a viable option for the end of the game. Is he as like easy to use at level 50 as something else that's like quote unquote faster and quote unquote stronger? No. But does that mean he can't be used? Absolutely not. No, he most definitely can be, because again, it's in game. The point of the game is to be able to use whatever you want, and every Pokemon is good and fun and reimagined. Doesn't mean that fucking Gimmighoul, 93 special attack, 114 speed is going to be as easy to use as something that is faster and has a higher special attack and a boosting ability. But in this case, Gimmighoul does have that boosting ability. So I gave him Bug Bomber at level 40, which is super early. So Bug Bomber is essentially special bug type Surging Strikes. All of these Surging Strikes and Wicked Blow variants in this game cannot be used twice in a row. However, you can just switch your moves, right? You can switch around to another move. Early game, you got all types of fun shit. You got Technician Fake Out, Technician Payday. If you can read, Payday is a essentially 135 base power move. With Technician and Scope Lens, it's what, fucking 180? Can I do math? I'm just gonna hold on, 90 times 1.5, it's higher than 180, yeah, 202. So you have a 200 base power move with Scope Lens and Technician. So if you RNG'd Terra Normal, you're fucking eating. You know, it's only got 60 base attack, but with Technician and a boosting item, that's plenty strong. Same for things like First Impression. That's a very strong priority move. It's 60 base power, always crits, so with Technician it's 135. So despite only having 60 attack, it's still, I mean, First Impression is still going to be hitting pretty hard for certain situations when you need to one-shot something that's faster. You've also got Unburden, which of course means you can't run a different item, but is very, very good with, I mean, simple things like Endure Pataya Berry Unburden gives you +1 special attack, +2 speed. But and then you've got your Bug Bomber, you've got your, God, this guy's so silly. What are some other weird choices I should probably explain off rip? Triple Axle is mostly just because I think it's cool with Technician and it fits fine. I mean, he looks agile enough to use it, right? Triple Axle is mostly about like agility, like how maneuverable that mon is, and then for the most part, that's usually what it is. Technically, it's a kicking move, but not actually, because tons of, you know, fucking Frostmoth gets it, so it's not really explicitly a kicking move anymore. It's more of just like a strike, you know, like a nimble type of strike type of move. So I can definitely see Gimmighoul using that, doing little flips and shit, you know, going crazy. I don't know. I think it's cool. Also, if you got like, I mean, in general, it's good coverage, right? However, you do have to run wide lens, but you are fast enough to actually be able to run wide lens pretty reliably for a lot of situations. Not to mention, what's it called? You've got tons of other Technician moves as well. So you've got Loaded Dice with Pummel and Wallop, which are fighting and fairy Bullet Seed variants. Bug Biting is 105 base power with Technician. That's a 2-hit move. Creeping Strike is priority. Siphon and Spook and Shadow Sneak and Creeping Strike are all. Creeping Strike is essentially Bug type Shadow Sneak, right? And then you've got Spook, which is special Shadow Sneak. So those are nice little priority options, especially for earlier on. Struggle Bug is 90 base power with Technician and drops both offensive stats by 1. So that's your best Bug Stab and special Bug Stab, and Bug Stab in general, really. Although Bug Biting is also, it's actually much stronger. Depends on your nature and IVs, though, because your attack and special attack are pretty significantly different from one another. But yeah, Bug Bomber at 40 is hella strong, dude. That's a 187 base power move? Can I do math? No, 168. 168, yeah, 168 base power move roughly, with Bug Bomber. So that's very, very, very strong at level 40 on something that's fast. You know, very, very fun move. So I gave it early stuff to be worth using over Goldengo because obviously people are still going to prefer Goldengo. Yeah, Jack, I mean, hopefully people like this guy and appreciate the changes I made, but some, you know, people are, especially like the average audience member is not going to give a fuck and is just going to use Goldengo anyways because they just, I don't know, they're like competitive brained, but whatever. Yeah, this guy's very fast. Obviously, he's frail, but number one, with a Violate, he's actually not that frail. He also has a good amount of resistances, and he, of course, has 2 immunities as a Ghost type, so tons of ways to get him on the field, not to mention slow pivot moves on your opponent, on your teammate, excuse me, is very, very good to get this guy in safely, which most Pokemon have access to now. But yeah, Terra Normal with like Fake Out Payday would be fucking awesome. I would love to use that if I got that RNG lucky Terra Normal. I mean, any Terra type is good, obviously. That's the whole point of RNGing it, but some are cooler than others on this guy. You know, like Ice would be kind of cool with Axel, although you have to run wide lens. But I don't know, cool shit like that is really neat to me. Even like fighting or fairy with all the, you know, fighting and fairy moves that you get. There's a couple other Technician moves I haven't covered. As you can see what they all are on screen, right? Like Charge Beam, Shockwave. I carried over a couple moves from Goldengo. So if you're wondering why it gets weird shit like Thunder Punch, it's because of Goldengo. Goldengo gets Thunder Punch, and I can totally see him using Ice Punch if I also give Triple Axle. Shadow Punch is a given. Drain Punch, kind of weird, but Goldengo gets Low Kick and Thunder Punch. So I was like, and Recover, you know, so you can argue Drain Punch fits fine. I mean, it's a ROM hack at the end of the day. It's fine. If, like, for example, if you had Drain Punch, normally nobody would bat an eye at it, but because it's an addition, people are going to inherently be, like, questioning it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, this guy's, I mean, early game he's obviously very strong, but then later on he's still very good because he's just so fast and he's got that Bug Bomber and even Make It Rain working like close combat now. That's not listed here, but yeah, Make It Rain works like close combat now, so that's super cool on this fast guy. And then Finishing Blow is incredibly powerful. Level 50 is super early, but again, I kind of want to incentivize using this little guy. So Finishing Blow with Technician or Unburden is incredible. Also Tactical Retreat, I haven't covered that yet, but I think you can understand why it's useful. Obviously with 3 ability slots, being able to switch between your abilities and just run Tactical Retreat, you can use this guy. Like if you have him on your team on Teamlocked, for example, and he isn't gonna get any kills that match, or only get 1 kill, whatever, you can just use them as a pivot. You know, that's it. Simple little pivot. You know, switch them in, get that free pivot. As long as you EV to live the hit, which you can definitely do, or beta resisted move, whatever. Because Bug Ghost, despite having weaknesses, also has quite a few resistances, I believe. I mean, what ground? Hold on, I'm just gonna. Yeah, my brain is not working right now, so I'm just gonna read them off. Oh my god, fucking shit engine is not helping because of Wonder God. God damn it. Alright. Ground poison, I believe, right, Buck? No, ghost resist poison, yeah. So, ground poison, grass. That's it. Ground poison, grass, 3 resists. Pretty good. And then you, of course, have immunities, 2 immunities. 3 resists, 2 immunities. Not bad at all. Very good, even. So definitely a lot of ways to get him on the field. And then, of course, I already covered you have pivot moves to get him in as well. But yeah, this guy can do some work, man. Jackpot at the end of the game is incredibly powerful, especially, I mean, with Finishing Blow, it's kind of overkill. Finishing Blow is arguably stronger in some ways because it doesn't force you out after 3 turns, or technically 4 turns, but it's 3 turns. Unless you U-turn on that final turn. For example, if you Jackpot and then get 3 kills, or, yeah, get 3 kills, then you U-turn out and, like, chip something with that U-turn, you still avoid the Perish Song trap, you know, which is what Jackpot is doing. Essentially, it's making you inflict Perish Song on yourself. So, also, the flavor for Jackpot is funny. I'll talk more about that in the Golden Go video, but this video, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll explain it here too. The flavor for Jackpot is it's you win, you know, the jackpot, but you didn't pay your fucking taxes, so you faint in 4 turns. Mostly it's just a balancing thing, right? Because I don't like completely 6-0 sweeping, but you know, getting a couple kills is fine by me. Jesus, what the fuck is Jesus the format? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just gonna. Dog, come on. Call it like this for now. It's not that that's not that deep. You guys are already mostly listening to this anyway, not looking at the screen anyway. But yeah, Bug Bomber. I mean, again, make it rain. If you got like Terra Steel, that'd be kind of cool. For that stab, make it rain. 93 special attack. I mean, a lot of you guys might be like comp brained to where you think that's not strong enough, but I promise you it is. And then of course that technician boost on the specific moves is very, very good as well. Yeah, and he's fast. Jackpot, Finishing Blow. So yeah, Finishing Blow with Unburden is incredible because you can get a kill and then get +3 attack and then get +2 speed from Unburden, or get a Technician boost to help you get that kill with Finishing Blow. But even then, getting stuff into range with for Finishing Blow is easy, right? You chip it in with somebody else, and then you pivot into your Gimmighoul and you just click Finishing Blow and you get +3. And at that point, with Endure, you can Endure on the Quick Claw, and as long as you're not getting put to sleep or paralyzed or burnt or something, or like, you know, poisoned or some shit, like any type of status, you're pretty much good to sweep on paper. Obviously, it's not always going to be that simple, and it might end up having to get nerfed at some point, setup moves in general, but I mean, they already are nerfed, but nerf them further somehow, or just limit it or have it as an optional no setup rule, whatever it is. But the point is, on paper, yeah, Finishing Blow goes absolutely crazy on this little guy. It's a pretty exclusive move. Mostly only bug types are getting it. A couple other moves, guys too. Like I know I gave it to Bisharp because it's just so strong with move relearner. In Sweltering, it's good, but it's like it takes up a move slot, and then Sweltering move slots are a lot more valuable because of no relearner. But balancing this around relearner, yeah, it's pretty strong. Yeah, and then Jackpot you can use as well. I mean, it gives you some good bulk too. You can use it with a Violite if you want to. You know, Violite Jackpot, get that +1. Tons of ways you can use Jackpot. Jackpot plus Unburden, you know, makes you even faster. So you could run like max HP, whatever you want to do, man. Technician's probably the best way to use Jackpot, most likely with Bug Bomber and shit. But you get the idea. Even like Payday at +1 is very strong. Multi-hit moves in general, bypassing Focus Sash is another great way to stop anti-setup stuff because Sash is inherently like an anti-setup thing. Yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll be back for more videos coming up. Oh, and I guess I can quickly touch on fucking chest form. But I mean, again, it'll be in the Golden Go video frame at all times. So maybe I should just talk about it in their video more. Yeah, I'll talk about that more in their video. But this is the bug guy, the little guy right here. So yeah, let me know if you made it to the end of the video. Leave a comment down below, and I appreciate you watching all the way through. Peace.